meet your starting goaltenders. Her 7th straight start in the postseason will be Gwyneth Phillips. She earned her first ever win and shutout right here at Xcel Energy Center back on January 21st, where she stopped all 22 shots she faced. And at the other end for Minnesota, Maddie Rooney getting her first ever start at home in the PWHL finals. The Andover, Minnesota native is coming off a 37 of 38 stoppage in Game 2 to tie this series at 1.
Carla McLeod, her coach, followed it up with saying, I have watched her play for over a decade, and her details to her game and putting her team on her back in and on the ice, off the ice, just getting rewarded right now. But watch her on the PK. So effective, strong, winning puck battle. She's going toe-to-toe with the Britta Caroline right now.
Who will take a 2-1 series lead. Neither team has ever lost a Game 3. Minnesota, a perfect 3-0. Puck trickles into Ottawa's bench. Dawson Larocque was Ottawa's lone goal scorer in Game 2. Her first as an Ottawa Charge and first on the season. Her last goal prior to that was 58 games. Puck stuck at center as Larocque gains a hold of it. Feeds it back to Ashton Bell, and the Charge will welcome Jinsey Rose to their blue line here tonight for her first playoff game. She's battling an upper body injury that happened in the final game of the regular season against Toronto.
We see Jocelyn Larocque step right up on Taylor Heisey. Taylor Heisey likes to cut back to the inside of the ice. Nice close by the veteran defender who got on the board. You thought it was going to be the game winner. It just didn't hold up.
It was Ottawa's first loss at home in the playoffs. They're 1-1 on the road. Lone loss coming in overtime, quadruple overtime against Montreal. Now with some speed, it's Vanisheva. Cuts into the backhand, she'll go just high. 3 assists for Vanisheva so far in the postseason. She's been around it, certainly getting some looks to score one in the playoffs.
And she's tenacious, right? And she's very, very skilled, especially one-on-one. You saw her in the slot there, just turning on the backhand and firing.
Comes in with 26 shots on net, most by a player on the Charge. As Zumwinkle tries to corral this puck, she'll feed it in and go for a change.
Well, and you see Savalainen, she was in on the hunt there on the forecheck, backs up through the neutral zone, nice spacing, forcing the dump in. This is an Ottawa Charge. Will need to look to get inside. Although they had 38 shots on net, 27 were from the outside. So if you're having perimeter shots,
a lot of power play opportunities as well for Minnesota. Jake's often joining in on their player advantage.
And it brings down to the effectiveness of players when they start to get outside of that sweet spot. Jakes has got a powerful first 3 strides when she's fresh.
Center, it'll be Leslie, gets an early look. Secondary chance, but it goes just wide of Rooney. Thompson to the far side. Vasco is going to challenge. He continues to celebrate her game in the postseason. Vasco, she has control now in front. Lee Steckline will chase after it. Now tying Heisey with 7 points to lead the playoffs. Panic moving it across. Thompson back to Steckline. Looks to center as Kitty-No will go after it. That 4th line for the Frost, the only line that remains intact since the shakeup of head coach Ken Cleary. May have been working around it as Sheppers digs in deep for Minnesota to the blue line. Now Flaherty, her long shot, redirected to the corner. Markowski chasing after it. And Larova hoping to keep this in. Ball challenges. Frost, a chance out in front. Vasco lifts the stick in time.
Well, Bookbinder's coming down the middle of the ice, just trying to get a stick on that puck, but all that sustained pressure comes from a heavy forecheck. You said it, Ken. That 4th line's intact for a reason. They play a heavy game down low in the offensive zone.
Where the goal scoring has been happening for the Frost. Just 3 goals so far through 2 games. 2 from Krosalemi, 1 from Himlarova. You look at Game 2, the top line of Heisey, Coyne, Schofield, and Cava combined for just 3 shots on net. So now we see Zumwinkle elevated to that top line. We saw them try that out towards the 3rd period of Game 2, and so Penckley will stick with it to start Game 3.
Well, Minnesota has quite a forecheck up and down their lineup, and it's going to be the Ottawa Charge. It's going to have to find a way to manage it. Look at coming from the inside, steering to the outside on Terralova, but the second quick is in there, and that's going to be Sheppers. Now all of a sudden they're able to win that battle down low, squeeze, get it high, work that into that high ice, look it right back to the front of the net, and Sheppers recognizes it.
So awesome, the overlap. Teammates at 1 point, whether it be a college, club, or national programs, as Ottawa again using their speed, and it's led by Clark, the former Badger. A spin move as she goes for it. Ashton Bell, the former Bulldog, goes backdoor, looking for Hughes, her former college teammate, and empty net. They bury it. It's Emily Clark yet again for Ottawa.
Well, Emily Clark continues where she left off. This is pace, and look at Lee Steckline. Real great job to use the stick and cause the turn back. Denies the lane to the net. Another stick. So now all of a sudden it's about disrupting, getting that puck, and you can just see the spin around by Clark. Well, now all of a sudden they recover that puck. You got a defender jumping in down. Now the puck is in and around the net. It's bouncing everywhere. And Emily Clark, who is on one side of the net, comes all the way back around to get her stick on it and to fill the back of the net. All of the coverage was kind of looking for the puck, and she comes down on it to be able to get a hold of it and just put it in.
Helen D'Arcangelo picking up the assists on Clark's opening goal for the Ottawa Charge. Each earning their first assist in the postseason. Brianne Jenner steals this puck for Ottawa. Takes it in, her shot wide. Ottawa had countless shots leading into that Clark opportunity, but none of them could land on net. All wide of Rooney.
Well, Lee Steckline had done a really nice job one-on-one. Forced her to turn back, right then had a real nice stick. Disrupted the play. It's just about recovering it, that next player in line.
In the corner, it's Leslie, looks out for House, thrown away by Minnesota. Milarovo chases after it, kicked aside. Bell looking for LaRock, getting closer and closer to Phillips' net. Mike's for Ottawa, looks on to center, trying to connect with Leslie. Thompson cuts the ice in half. Leslie on the attack, takes a look here, drops it back. Fresh legs for Ottawa, and the shot's wide.
Well, Leslie coming over the blue line takes a little bit of a look-see, and because of that, recognizes that box right behind her, so takes a step to her left, just buys a little bit of time and space for that drop pass.
Icing a call, we'll head back into Maddie Rooney's territory. Off the face-off, Clark brings it out wide, drops it back. Havel will pick it up. Nice move to create a pass to McQuigg. Brings it in for Minnesota. Deep in the zone, Savalainen protects, finds McMahon. As Ottawa regroups and heads on the attack, Clark and McMahon in for Ottawa. Drops it back, Hughes chasing after it. In front, just wide for Ottawa. Ashton Bell walks the line, protects on her backhand, brings it down low as Ottawa looks to set up shop. On net it will go Rooney, a chance, backdoors, Rooney stretches across in time. An excellent save for the Andover native. Well, Phillips and Rooney have some highlight reel saves in this first period. On the turnover, here comes Quinn Schofield. A drag and a shot blocked by Ashton Bell, who just missed the empty net at the other end, but Rooney robbed Bell at the final moments. Jenner using her speed, caught up by Bookbinder. Rooney challenges with a penalty on the way. Ottawa's going to head to the power play. Holding will be the call. We'll sort things out when we return inside XL Energy Center. How about this save from Maddie Rooney? That is PWHL playoff hockey.
And I want number 19 to miss for holding the stick.
Well, Brianne Jenner's in the penalty box for holding the stick, and it's going to be on the stick of Bookbinder. And Brianne Jenner's moving her feet, and she's coming through the neutral zone, and she wants to attack the net. And you can see, I thought originally that this call was going to Bookbinder, but from the other angle, you can see that Brianne Jenner is holding on to the stick of Bookbinder. So this is going to send them to the power play. Minnesota 1 for 7. You know what happened at the end of game number 2, the 6-on-4. They had Maddie Rooney out of the net. They had a 2-player advantage, and they were able to get the equalizer to force it overtime.
Ottawa was a perfect 13 for 13 before that Britta Carl-Salemi 6-on-4 goal. And so Minnesota to the power play. This power play brought to you by Royal Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Power through tough messes. Taylor ties up along the boards, leads to a 2-on-2 battle. Emily Clark, the lone goal scorer in the first period. First period goal we have had in the PWHL finals thus far. Heisey out wide looks to feed it off for Cava near side.
That was just a forced play, right? Forcing a play, forcing that cross seam in. If you do that, you know that the Ottawa Charge are going to jump all over you. They will play aggressive.
Izzy, another lane. This time she'll go for the shot.
So no one flash screening, no one taking away her eyes for a second. She sees it, she saves it.
180 saves now for Phillips in the postseason. Zumwinkle finds Jakes at the far side. She'll bring it back. Hughes not far away. Jakes looks on, finds Coyne Schofield. Far side pass to Panic, takes it in with speed. Kelly Panic tries to dish it out wide. Coyne Schofield makes a play. An extra touch, and Minnesota felt that was an early whistle.
Well, Taylor Heisey, I mean, she's just such an offensive talent. We've seen it over the course of her international career, her career in the PWHL, and how about where she shoots from as well? If you look at her career goals in the PWHL, just look at that. All of those blue dots are her goals. So she's seen some in and around the paint. That inner slot. She also likes to take shots from the dots in and around it. Not afraid to shoot from distance either.
Jakes as well, not afraid to let them go from the blue line. Up for Defender of the Year finalist. Finds Panic. Panic showing patience. A snapshot here. Trickles to the corner. LaRock goes after it. Izzy, most career playoff points, has 15. Pointless in the last 2 games here throughout the PWHL Finals. Still looking to record her first. Basco chases. Think of Ottawa's penalty kill in game 2. Well, they certainly had some looks. Clark in particular.
I mean, Clark was just on the puck. You know, just her first few strides, she was using her stick to steer, but once she steered, she closed, and once she closed, she made contact and allowed her team to get the puck go the other way, and a number of chances shorthanded on the PK.
Under 10 seconds remaining on the Frost's opening power play. Jenner in the box for Ottawa. Venisheva chases step line into the corner. As time expires, we're back to 5-on-5. 2 shots landing for the Frost on their first power play. Fresh legs for Minnesota. Cava delays, finds step line. She'll load for a shot off the skate of Krosalemi. Trying to pick it up deep in the zone as Boyd and Thompson have a shoving match in the slot. Jenner heads back the other way for Ottawa. Brings it out wide. Jenner in front. Has some support from D'Arcangelo as she hounds the puck. Another rush chance for Minnesota. It's led by Krosalemi. Wrist shot just wide as Thompson is first on it. Thompson coming off a 2-assist game in game 2 of the finals. On both of Curls Cole, one primary assist, the other secondary on the overtime winner.
Well, Taylor Heisey in small spaces. Look at this. I mean, I would have shot this into the corner, off the glass. Patient. Got D'Arcangelo right on her. Hits the exit in terms of curl. They're able to get down the ice and get a shot on net. I mean, that all starts with some poise and patience by Taylor Heisey. Some magic hands.
Ottawa's lone shot on net is the goal from Emily Clark. Bach, 2-on-1 unfolding as Jenner on the far side. Jenner trying to settle the puck. A great look for Ottawa. Another on-player rush for them in the first period. Bookbinder pushes it ahead, finds Himlerova. She'll chip it in. Shepard chases. Bell's right there. She'll take the body. Liz Shepard is in control for Minnesota. Shot from the blue line. Phillips able to make the same as she looks around for it. Under 2 minutes remaining in the first period. Ottawa in the lead, 1-0. Serdachny can't get through the legs of Panic.
A great positioning by Kelly Panic, and you can see Himlerova and Nova down low, and so Panic came up high again, just closing in the neutral zone and turning that puck over.
Cava drives the lane. She'll go for it. A backhand shot. Great look for Michaela Cava here in game 3. Off the face-off, Clark looks to Serdachny at center. Jakes tries to feed it back, hits skates instead. Jakes looks to protect. Hughes lands a hit, loose puck, again picked up by Minnesota. Bell outnumbered in the foot race. Heisey leading the way. Drops it back for McQuigg. Started her season playing in the SDHL. 4 assists in her 14 games with 4 joining in on the PWHL. Back to the blue line. Thompson shot trickles in. Zumwinkle has another angle for it. She'll go for an outside shot! And it's a save made by Phillips. Minnesota looking for those rebounds. Under 40 seconds remaining. Back into Ottawa zone. Zumwinkle will chase. Heisey leaves the zone. Blade offside being yelled out. So Zumwinkle's going to go all the way in. Board battle right in front of you, Cheryl. How's the view?
I want to get in there. Are you kidding?
What do you see?
Nothing, buddy. Nothing. I'm not getting close enough to it to take one in the chops. I lost my tooth a little while ago. I finally got it back.
Well, we don't want any of that. Gross-Lenny was hoping for a call off the face-off. That will do it for the first 20. The Charge, a 1-0 lead courtesy of Emily Clark. Yes, Zumwinkle put up 2 shots in that first period. Frost certainly had some looks up against Phillips, but hey, Gwyneth Phillips, Maddie Rooney had some highlight reel saves. As we have seen throughout these PWHL finals, some excellent goaltending.
Well, yeah, and how about that paddle save by Gwyneth Phillips? She was absolutely outstanding in terms of having that ability to know exactly where that puck is going, have the courage to do it, and then right on point.
Clark with a lone goal in this game was what we've seen in the first period in this year's PWHL finals. Pearl Salemi shaken up on the final play, chips it in for Frost. Good to see back out on the ice for Minnesota. Starting the cycle, Pearl Salemi rolls off into the far corner. Thompson will chase it after. 4 assists for her so far in the postseason. Budorak to Thompson. Ottawa challenges. Malak looks on for the loose puck, but Budorak will get there first. Shisheva getting pushed off by Hughes. Nice. 3 assists in the postseason. 2 of those assists coming off Emily Clark goals. Malak hoping for a feed to center. McMahon's stick taken down in the process.
You see, that's the hard work of Clark to get that puck into the neutral zone, and now all of a sudden they can go for a line change after some sustained pressure and some nice work by Shisheva on the wall. Just both teams playing real hard right now.
Ottawa 4-1 record in the playoffs when scoring first.
It's all about the work on the walls and making sure that you're finding ways to get to that next puck. You can see this nice hard work. This is small space battles against Hughes, and you can see that little bit of a roll off. Now all of a sudden you've got the dot trying to take it, but it's going to be Jocelyn Larocque that converges. And anytime that happens, you got Emily Clark on the other side. You're going to lose that puck, but I like the assertiveness to take that seam. Direct attack.
Shisheva, goal, 2 assists against Ottawa in the regular season. Jana Watkins picks up this puck. 5 points out for her in the postseason. A chance for D'Arcangelo looking for the loose puck. Jenner is right there to help her out. Rooney with a great stop. Ottawa creating some trouble in front of the Frost net. Jakes pulls it out, looks to center as a Rooney chance start inside Xcel Energy Center. And Coyne Schofield using her speed. Draws it back, looking to catch Phillips off guard. Easier said than done.
Well, before the game, we spoke to Ken Clee, and he said, listen, I wasn't happy last game with the details, and you got to be able to manage the puck, and this is going to be a turnover. Look, it's good positioning here to push back play. Look at that little quick stick flip, and be able to move that puck to D'Arcangelo. Maddie Rooney makes a massive save here. Come from one side, then the other, little tap and take away. Feeding it D'Arcangelo, and Maddie Rooney on the doorstep trying to find that puck, but when it does go the other way, it's Kendall Coyne Schofield with an opportunity, showing her speed through the neutral zone. So a bit of a track meet these last few shifts.
Back-to-back starts for Maddie Rooney in the PWHL Finals. 3-0 in the playoffs this season. Mike's now to center, turnover. Havan, line mate, staying onside to chip this into Ottawa's end. Markowski protects, looks for Leslie. A 3-game point streak with the Charge. Mike's a hit right in front of you, Pounder, and Mike's is going to head straight off.
Yeah, and she's holding her hand. I mean, she took her glove off of her hand right away. Just kind of held it into her stomach area. So keep an eye on her.
Mike's a stick remaining on the ice in front of the Charge bench as Ottawa enters the zone. Has Vasco in front, looks to feed Victoria Park. Bach coming in with that Scepters playoff experience. Those never played in the PWHL Finals before. Scepters eliminated last year from the Frost. Drawing it out wide, so Dackney tried for the toe drag, and Larova will pick it up and head the other way.
That's an area you cannot turn the puck over, especially when you have a defender, Savalainen, just jumping through the mid lane.
Thompson to Steckline, drags in a high shot. She scores! Steckline from the blue line, and we're all tied at 1.
Well, this is all going to start from the turnover. Savalainen comes through the neutral zone, and that's going to be a kick outside, but she's driving the mid lane, so you try and go one-on-one and you turn that puck over, it's going to go the other way, and that's exactly what happens. They get possession, they work that puck high. Look at the double stack. You got Shepard, you got Noel. Not sure if there's some interference there on the goaltender, but it's going to be Lee Steckline in that high ice to be able to shoot that puck, but we'll have to see whether there is going to be a look at this, because you can see that it's going to be Shepard that's right in on top of Phillips, but she's above the top of her crease.
Steckline tying this game at 1. Thompson with the assists. And Minnesota getting some offense from their defense. Has been the story throughout the playoffs for this group and all season long. Cava with speed to center, looking for panic. Thompson now 3 assists in her last 2 games. Leslie takes a hold of it for Ottawa. She'll cut to center. Using that deception. She comes in over the line and her shot high and over the net. Picks it up though. Looks to make a play out in front. Has support from Meixner. Good to see back out on the ice for Ottawa. They're taking a tough hit along the boards. Leslie protects. She'll walk to center. Reverse pass. Right there was McQuaig.
And you see the confidence and composure of Leslie, right? Just entering the zone. Coverage is back. Alexa take the shot.
Thompson staying onside, brings it in for Minnesota. An outside shot gets rimmed around, back up high, and Clark will look to take advantage. With great speed, in comes Emily Clark. Can't get through the legs of Jakes. Icing the call, we'll head back into Minnesota's territory. Gail Watkins, DD to Sophie Jakes. Frost firing that in. They'll go for a change as LaRock will pick up the puck. An early pass to Clark. Gabby Hughes at center. Point for her in this game. A homecoming in the finals as McMahon as well. Roommate gets crunched along the boards. Chasing now as Grace Zumwinkle picks up speed. She'll take a hit from Emily Clark.
You're seeing a lot of really strong one-on-one battles, whether it's defenders on forwards or forward on forward through the neutral zone, and Emily Clark and Grace Zumwinkle going at it. I think this is going to be Zumwinkle's penalty here. Cross-check on Clark in the neutral zone.
Well, it hit so hard it took the advertisement off the boards.
Well, Kenzie, you're talking about the physical nature and sealing and squeezing and finding ways to push into the boards. Toes going the same way, and it's going to be a fight for space in the neutral zone, and it's going to be Emily Clark and Grace Zumwinkle going toe-to-toe, and right there. So now they're both down on the ice. This is not where the penalty is, as Emily Clark gets up, and Zumwinkle, you can see right there, just going to take her down after the play, so that's undisciplined. I think the refs were going to allow it, let it to go until that happened. So now an Ottawa power play gets an opportunity to get their first of the PWHL finals. Currently 0 for 4 on it.
Still looking for their first in the finals. Lone power play goal coming in the playoffs was Brianne Jenner back in game 1. It did come on the road. It was in Montreal. This power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Power through tough messes. Jenner has a lane. She'll go for it. Rudy makes the stop. Panic trying to clear the rebound opportunity. Ottawa keeps it in zone. Taylorova to Jenner. And there's curiosity if we'd see Jen Rose on this power play. Back in the lineup for Ottawa. No Mrazova. Meixner has been rounding out this first unit.
I don't like that little feathered pass to that slot. No one's available there. I know what Jenner's looking for, but no one was really had their stick on the ice or available to sort of just get that redirect. Hold on to that puck. Make a play that can lead to a high danger.
Benisheva with speed, streaming down the far side. Jenner down low. Anna Meixner to center ice. Taylorova to Benisheva. Watkins challenges, takes the body with her. Minnesota shorthanded, has a break. Shisheva in on the puck, has support. Himlerova spins back. Shisheva in full control for the Frost on this kill. Sends it back to Steckline.
And that all starts with great stick position. You're talking about it with the length of stick. Well, Hannah Watkins does a real nice job of closing, and now all of a sudden they've disrupted and they get going the other way.
And Thompson has a lane shorthanded. She'll pull it into safety, keeps it deep into the zone. Now Salemi sends it back for Shepherds. Line, another cross-corner dunk, instead on net for Phillips, who makes the save. Salemi back into the corner. Ottawa getting hemmed in their own end on this power play. Kayrolova looking to set up. Ottawa needing a strong breakout here. Well, cuts to center, off the skates of Hughes. And it's a foot race. Corinne Schofield with the advantage. Drops the shoulder. Out in front, Phillips is looking for it, but she gets the glove down in time. 2 seconds remaining on this Ottawa power play. But it'll be a defensive zone face-off for the Charge.
Well, this play is going to get pushed back into their own zone, and this is just a fabulous PK by the Frost. And you can see it's going to be a foot race by Jocelyn Larocque. Looking at her stick, just trying to push. You can see just throwing it to the net or trying to. It's kind of point Schofield. She's going to come back around. We're going to get a stick on it right here. Jocelyn Larocque in and around the hip. You can see with the stick, that's the push off, throwing it to the net. But then you can see the puck comes back out. So crashing the net is going to be Taylor Heisey. Going to shove Terralova down over Phillips. No call.
This is going to take the draw for the Charge. Face on right there. Heisey hoping to get the shot on. House is going to play the body. Minnesota building off as we return to 5-on-5, and it's a shot on net. Ottawa landing 2 shots on their first power play of the game. Zumwinkle picks up the puck. She'll send it to the blue line. Flaherty winds and fires. A save by Phillips.
Heisey's all over this shift. I mean, just her stick is so strong in terms of just being able to push the puck back to the point. It's all about recovery and some good chances, some good looks.
The other way, it's Leslie has a lane. Drops it back for Serdachny. A high and hard shot. Minnesota spent the later half of Ottawa's power play in the Charge end. We're able to build off of a few more chances on net from their kill. Darkangelo for Ottawa. Looking to gain back some momentum. In front, it's a chance. Ottawa had 2. Venisheva just shy. Teresa Venisheva takes a hit from Panic. Ottawa with an excellent chance in the second period. They've only ever scored 2 goals in the second period in the playoffs. Jenner drops it back. Venisheva out in front looking for a body. Minnesota, led by McQuaig, looks to send it to Panic at center. Here Lobo to keep it in. Markowski will be there for help.
You see that Emily Clark walks the seam again off of the wall. And Ottawa does like the cycle once they're in zone.
Corinne Schofield, a chance here. Poe checked away by Markowski, but it's a secondary from Heisey. A great look for Taylor Heisey in the slot. Thompson steps up, lets one go, but it's blocked. Minnesota looking to be opportunistic on these chances. Quinn Schofield gets tied up, but Zumwinkle's there. Her and Darkangelo colliding. Leaves it to the defenders. Thompson to Steckline. Pulls back. Heisey looks on as Quinn Schofield's alone in the corner. Beats it off for Zumwinkle. Under 2 to go in the second period. Grace Zumwinkle battling hard with Quinn Schofield. Looks out. Quick pass trying to feed Taylor Heisey. She'll head net front as it heads to the blue line. Thompson keeps it in just in time. Heisey really fighting for space.
Well, you often see her high, right? You see her making the passes and distributing the puck. She's been net front a lot this game, just recognizing that that's the space to go to. So she's going there, and she winds up recovering pucks, just being in great spots to keep play alive in the offensive zone.
Steckline moves it along the board. Shisheva, a hit from House. Ottawa, a look. It's Jenner. Far side pass. Shisheva picks it up. Minnesota gaining a hold of Ottawa's chance. Final minute to go in the second period. Charge back in over the line, led by their captain. Jenner fights off the pressure. Keeps it down low. Ottawa sends 2. House to the blue line. Ashton Bell walks the line. A long, low shot. Rooney not afraid to challenge. Bell to center. Fresh legs for Ottawa. It's Vasco. Here comes Ottawa. Vasco stopped by Rooney.
How Ottawa moves that puck up so much better when they just go north. And this is a prime example. You catch them on the change, the Minnesota Frost that is, and now all of a sudden you're in the offensive zone. You're able to get the dot, you're able to get a shot off, and now you get a face-off opportunity with 33 seconds remaining in the period. You're not turning it back, allowing them to get the change, bring the forecheck with you. It's a recognition of where everyone is, and play a simple, effective game in transition because you are a fast team.
Both of Vasco's goals came against Minnesota, one being the shorthanded game-winning goal. Phillips plays it aside for Boyd. Final seconds of the second period. Himmler over, it'll be offside.
But nonetheless, it's outside the zone now. See if one of these teams can get a quick strike.
As time winds down, LaRock picks this up for Ottawa, deep in the zone. Dawson LaRock passes it off. Final seconds. Long shot from McMahon, and it'll land on net for a final save from Matty Ray.
Well, we go to the third period, tied at ones, Kenzie Lalone. So let's see what the third period brings. And if we wind up going to an overtime, Becky Keller owes me something. Second shot opportunity. I think if they're driving low or if they're pounding on the forecheck, they've got to find a way to pull the coverage outside of the middle of the ice. And you do that by winning battles and being the second quick on the puck. A lot of the time, that does mean that you will go low to high into that high ice for a quick shot that has to get through, but you need presence, and it's likely going to be sort of a second shot in and around the net that's going to get it done here.
As Carla McLeod said, it's not about playing pretty, it's about playing gritty. We will see who will score the next goal off the face-off. Third period underway, all tied at 1. Park and Steckline, your lone goal scores. Collision right along the boards. Boyd's glove pops off. She's going to head to the bench as Ottawa brings it deep into Minnesota zone. Back to center. Savalainen goes D-to-D. J.C. Rose back in the lineup for the Charge tonight. Petrie out for the Minnesota Frost. We've seen Crostelemi slide over to the center position.
Well, and for Jinsey Rose, all of her time came in the first period, so we'll see if we see her in the third here. Obviously, in playoff hockey, space closes up really quickly. It's a fast game right now, and so Carla McLeod said she would ease her in, give her an opportunity to get her legs, get to pace.
Ottawa looking for a chance out in front. Minnesota steals it away. Grace Sumwinkle, the far end, chips it down into the zone. Bell chasing after it. So collectively now, Minnesota has 10 points so far coming into this third game of the finals. 6 are by defenders. As Venetia has some time for Ottawa. Back looking for D'Arcangelo. Cava gains a hold of it for Minnesota. Using her speed, it's Michaela Cava through center. Cuts out wide, Cava on the backhand. Tries for the wraparound out in front. Steckline sends it back down.
And I like that Kendall Coyne-Schofield didn't come back and be an option. She actually stayed in the middle of the ice because it forces the defender to stay with her, which opened up the space in the neutral zone for Cava to take.
Panikins back for it. He's strong in the dock. 1-9, number 14 draws in game 3 and a bounce back game in game 2 as well. On the turnover, Ottawa, Rooney pushes it ahead. House keeps it in, but it'll be just wide for Taylor House on a chance.
Well, and that's the forecheck that needs to be established by the Charge. You've seen it on the other side. You've seen it on the fourth line for the Frost. Becky Keller spoke about them, but it's about that forecheck. I think a lot of the play is going to be disrupted below the goal line for those quick strike opportunities on net.
Karolova off the glass, looking for Leslie. Now Park. Leslie back in center with it. Outnumbered, Shepers sends it back. Boyd chips it in.
Well, that's a situation where Boyd could have brought that puck back just a second, just because everyone had to come back outside. So now you can't get to that puck first. You want to establish that forecheck. You can't when you're all standing still at the blue line.
Frost, the reigning Walter Cup champions, have 16 players returning from that Cup win last year. Some athletes looking to be double crowned this season with their World Championship gold, also looking to hoist the Walter Cup trophy in the same year. Budarak chips it ahead. Himmler chases. Loose puck. Rosalemi reverses it back. McMahon chasing Rosalemi, coming off a 2-goal performance, tying and game-winning. All happening under 4 minutes to go in a final period. McMahon looking for a better angle. Draws in out wide, but Jakes is right there. McMahon and Chinawakins, their masks are linked up right now to the right of Rooney as they both try and unhitch one another. The play's going to continue on. McMahon and Chinawakins are just lost right now. Their masks are going nowhere.
You can't help it. I'm chuckling in the booth here because, I mean, they're just standing off the side of the net. I think right off the hop.
Certainly seen cages linked up so far in the finals, but that was a long one.
It was a long time, and because you're in zone and you don't want to take away a scoring chance, I guess
Ottawa had a look as well.
I guess you could say, you know what, they're one-on-one. They're both outside of the play, so it should be even numbers in behind it.
Rooney was just right there watching it all go down. As Gaba looks a little shaken up here on that play. Not putting much pressure. Gaba, who came alive in the PWHL finals last year, 4 goals, 4 assists.
She's a big game player and shields the puck extremely well. She's going to go down the tunnel here, so we'll keep our eye on her. That would be a big loss. We'll see how Ken Cleve adjusts his lines.
Keep our eyes on 86. Benisheva shot. Able to get it off despite the pressure. The official arm went up. Looks as though we will have a penalty on the play.
Minnesota number 2 at the line of penalty for holding.
The set line gets the holding call, and I thought this was going to Grace Umwinkler. Could have G-cross checks right off the face-off, and then it's going to be Lee Steckline, and it's going to be on Venetia if I just take the hand off the stick and get the corks to a little bit of a wrap around there as she's got the net. So that's going to get the call right there, and we saw Cava go down the tunnel, and not sure what she did to her left foot. Whether she returns.
This power play brought to you by Royal Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Power through tough messes. 0-1 Ottawa so far in this game on the power play. Out in front! What a chance, but Rooney is able to make the stop. Ashton Bell, does she keep it onside? No, she does not. Ottawa's going to have to retreat. And Clark jumped the gun. She'll have to go back. Ottawa now onside as Clark challenges Thompson, but she's able to make a clear. Loose puck, Himlarova's going to pick it up. Sophie Jakes now, Minnesota in control on Ottawa's power play. We saw that towards the end of Ottawa's first power play chance. Minnesota had some looks.
Yeah, with the power kill, right? With the jailbreak, you can try and really press when you're shorthanded. It's just really changed the approach by teams. Also trying to generate more offense.
Benisheva there. Looking for a shot on net. And pass the ball. Matthew Kunto and Marie Couture, your referees here inside Xcel Energy Center for Game 3.
Generate here.
Ottawa still looking for their first power play goal in the finals.
Currently 0 for 5 and need to find a way to at least get some momentum off of this one with some high dangers. They've had the one look, but entering the zone, recovering and getting to your options can be really difficult.
Under 40 seconds to go on Ottawa's power play, and Kelly Panik has a drive with Krosalemi now. Short-handed, Jenner gets there. Strong back check by Ottawa's captain. Own power play goal in the playoffs for the Charge. Jenner moves it ahead. D'Arcangelo spins back. Minnesota, an aggressive penalty kill, and they see the numbers, they'll attack.
You see that Kelly Panik is first unit penalty killer with the United States national team. Just so good at anticipating where that puck is going to go on her stick and gets the clear.
Final seconds, in comes Leslie. Shot on net, Rooney makes the save. And out comes Lee Steckline, and we're back to 5-on-5. And it's a break. Phillips is going to challenge. She'll get there and make a soft play, looking near side for Boyd. Pass over to Zoe Boyd. Gwyneth Phillips, again, not afraid to come out of her net.
We saw Amanita again do it in the semifinals against Ottawa as well. And the rookie netminder coming out, showing a ton of confidence when you're staring down number 26 from the other side.
A lot of fans will hold their breath as there's a look for Sheppers. just in the collision of Frankel and Stacey in the gold medal game. Knoll looking on, and her shot, save made by Phillips. And Phillips has something to say net front. It's just mayhem in front of Phillips' net as Himlarova is dragged up. Back to her feet. Tensions rising as the third period is underway between the Charge and the Frost. Who will take a 2-1 series lead? Power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Power through tough messes. Just like the sign we saw moments ago.
I'm just trying to jump in on that read for you, Ken. Saw the sign.
Oh, I'm sure we'll have plenty more power plays throughout the finals. Short-handed. Zerdagny has some time with the puck. For one in this game, Minnesota on the power play, able to put up 2 shots. On their lone player advantage. Coyne Schofield has some speed down the far side, like she always does. Zumwinkle moves it ahead. The Clarks right there as McQuaid pins her up against the boards. Panic steps in for help. Bakes along the blue line. Panic with patience, wants another angle. Panic still holding on, spins it away. Phillips was losing her footing in the process. What a shot by Grace Zumwinkle. It's an even better save by Gwyneth Phillips.
Well, I mean, that's a goaltender that not only is dialed in, but knows where that puck is going to go and can track it. You got to be able to anticipate where it's going to go next, and she pushes across and takes it away from number 13.
Gwyneth Phillips, an incredible stop. Minnesota, though, still on the power play. Cava back out on the ice. Good to see. Thompson just wide. It was an empty net ahead for Claire Thompson. She'll miss on an excellent opportunity as she starts the back check. Leslie comes in shorthanded. Has a lane and takes it. Maddie Rooney with a save at the other end. Fans wanting a call as there was a collision at center ice on Ottawa's chance off the rush.
Wow.
Thompson, 3 assists in her last 2 games. As a little assist on Sackline's goal here tonight. She'll be thinking about that one.
Well, yeah, she had it on her stick there, and Cava just coming through the middle of the ice. And once that puck winds up on Thompson's stick, it's an empty 4x6.
Heisey, an angle off the post for Taylor Heisey. Under 30 seconds to go on Minnesota's power play, their second of the game. Ottawa is able to make the clear with change personnel as Rooney settles the puck for Steckline.
And you see Knoll on this second unit, the Shepherd's line, Himlarova, just because the dying seconds coming back with an energy line.
Knoll chasing after to his teammates with Phillips at Northeastern. Gets taken down, Jakes an angle.
Well, and Knoll is the initiator in terms of drawing that penalty as well.
Back to 5-on-5. Looking on, Sophie Jakes. It's Himlarova! Stopped by Phillips.
And a nice look, but an even nicer play from below the goal line. Sophie Jakes, you got to get lost in those pockets, especially when you're below the goal line. The coverage often turns their toes to you, so just in behind in that second layer, a lot of the time there's a little pocket available. It's got to be on and off the stick.
Jakes trying to glove this puck down. Ottawa has 3. It's Leslie, a lane. Chips it ahead, and it's a great feed. But just tie, and Rooney gets taken down in the process. Ottawa will keep pressing. They had 3 on the rush. Dropping in, and it's blocked in front. Penalty on the way as Phillips heads to the bench. Now Ottawa's going to have a chance on the power play. So Ottawa to the power play. Looks as though Shepherd is off to the box.
Well, I'm telling you, these are heavy games right now, and you can see that the odd player rush back to her. You can see it going to the net. It's going to be House using her top 5-10 frame, and she's going to get taken down. So now you've got that offensive zone pressure. The power play's called right there. House is on the ice, and you can see you get it once, and then you get retribution. You wind up going to the penalty box.
Ottawa's third power play of this game. Power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Power through tough messes. They're able to land 2 shots on their most recent power play. Taylor. Quarterback's a power play for the Czech national team as well. Looks for her Czech teammate in Vinishova. Ottawa in Minnesota's territory as Mike Stena sends it back to the blue line. Quick over to Vinishova. She'll look to set up shop at the top of the circles. Down low. Gives some time for Ottawa to set up. Taylor looks on. Finds D'Arcangelo. She'll walk in. Save made by Rooney. Clear lane to the net for D'Arcangelo. Ottawa regrouping at center. Mike Stena is going to head off. Ashton Bell to the ice. Waits for personnel. Finds Hiralova. Man McMahon. Who's in with speed. Far side pass to Clark. Ottawa's own goal scorer in this game. Her and Steckline. The two goal scorers battling hard at the far end. Hughes trying to dig this puck out. She's got a point tonight. Finds McMahon. The two Minnesota natives working in on the power play. Clark to the blue line. Libby Johnson the rock. Feeding attached and now. Ottawa on the perimeter. Hughes will step in. Down low. McMahon looks for another angle. She'll go to the far side. Up for LaRock. Under 30 seconds. LaRock on net. Puck's loose and cleared away. Not enough though. Kept in. Ashton Bell leads to Clark. Hughes outnumbered in the board battle as Steckline hopes to wind down this clock. Under 15 seconds to go. Ashton Bell, top of the circles. Back to the center of the ice. It's McMahon garnering speed. McMahon looks on and her shot's wide.
Oh, and that's going to do it. Shepard's going to come out of the penalty box, and Frost getting love from their fans.
Able to land one shot on the power play. Back to 5-on-5. Coming into this game, Ottawa has scored 7 of their 11 goals in the postseason in the final frame. Quinn Schofield takes a look on as Leslie has speed. Entering the zone, it's Leslie. Her shot into the glove from Maddie Rooney. Ottawa pressing here, coming off a power play. A few good looks. We're still tied at 1 in the third period.
Well, Ken Clay talked about the details to his team's game in game number 2, but game number 3 has been a very different story. Just look at the shot total, 22-12 in their favor, finding ways to be heavy on the forecheck. You see that fourth line. The adjustments that he made, elevating Grace Zumwinkle alongside Taylor Heisey and Kendall Coyne Schofield. You're seeing the pace, you're seeing the physicality, and you're also seeing now Ottawa Charge have certainly picked it up in the third period, starting to match. Kind of feel like this next goal wins here, Kenzie Lalonde, but both of these teams really closing up space right now.
Every single one of Ottawa's games in the playoffs have been decided by one goal.
Well, it's interesting. I got both assistant coaches here looking over, trying to look through me to see who's up next, trying to get the line matching done. And it's a game of chess out here right now, especially in these one-goal games.
With under 8 to go, and we're tied at 1. Brianne Jenner for Vinishova. Can't get the shot off. Brooke McQuaig ties her up, and Jakes has some room the other way. All alone, Sophie Jakes. Here she comes for the Frost. Jakes drives out wide. Ashton Bell with a great read.
Well, Ashton Bell's been excellent today, and you talk about her one-on-ones ability and an opportunity, the way she's manipulated the blue line as well.
The left wrist. Keep our eyes on that. Now House with an angle. Pinned by Steckline. That puck gets spinned around to the near side corner. Back to the blue line, Vinishova. 8,098 fans here inside Xcel Energy Center. Game 3 of the PWHL Finals, all tied at 1. The series and the score here tonight. Coyne Schofield leading the way as Zumwinkle at the far side. Hengsley changing up his lineup coming into this game. No Dom Petrie. Serdachny has speed. Into the corner, she will go. Under 2 remaining. 2-on-2 battle. Jenner's right there. Sophie Jakes moves it ahead. Zumwinkle at center. Has some room. She'll take it. Zumwinkle out wide. Takes it in, and it's just wide. Jakes picks it up at the far end. Minnesota will get spend some time in the offensive zone as Heisey gets clipped right in front of Phillips. It was an electric first period. Rooney at the other end had some great saves. And when it's a low-scoring affair, you know you've seen great goaltending. Rooney has earned herself a second start in the PWHL finals. We saw 37 of 38 shots she saw in Game 2.
Got a little bit of a game of chess going on right now.
17 seconds remaining. Minnesota, an offensive zone face-off. All tied at 1. A reset in the dot. Into the corner, it will go. And Taylova gets there first. Quinn Schofield's right there. Loose puck. Zumwinkle can't get to it as House plays the body. Ashton Bell, final seconds of this third period to center. Venisheva, Leslie, final seconds here. A pass ahead, and it'll be just wide. And for the third straight game in the PWHL finals, we are off to overtime. Time will tell. Electric regulation, but it wasn't enough. All tied at 1. Send things over to Daniela in the panel with our first overtime intermission coverage. Face-off. Carlos-Lemme's line goes to work as she wins the draw back. It was Carlos-Lemme, the overtime hero, in Game 2. There's 3 minutes, 36 seconds remaining in that first overtime. Meanwhile, for Clark in Game 1, she scored that overtime goal 2 minutes, 47 seconds into the first overtime. So we'll see when the game-winning goal is scored here tonight.
You got to figure, is it going to be just around the net and just fighting for a second shot, trying to get your stick on a puck and redirect it. Both of these teams have been so strong in tight spaces. Both goaltenders playing extremely well. It's going to be a fight toward the ice.
As Quinn Schofield chases down, back into the Frost and Steck line. Looks on, chase by Arcangelo. Jenner is right there. Arcangelo pulls it back. Spins it away. Comes in with 3 shots on net. Zumwinkle a whopping 6 shots on net. Heading into overtime. Will she be the hero for the Frost? That shot from the blue line hits the netting. Quinn Schofield moves it to center. Ottawa gains a hold of it. McMahon looks on. Sends it to the corner as Rooney comes out to play the puck. Leaves Steck line. 8 points now in the postseason. Finds Panic. What a move by Kelly Panic. A toe drag. Another shot out wide by Zumwinkle.
Kelly Panic with a little bit of pace entering the offensive zone. A little bit of a toe drag entering to be able to get in. And the seasoned veteran cuts to the middle of the ice. A shield and drag around Boyd and says, listen, I'm going to take that shot because Savalainen is deep right now. See if I can't get a screen with the defender through the legs, and that is critical. Anytime you see a forward or a D turn and those legs open up on the slant through the legs, and then the shot by Kelly Panic. No panic in her game, hey?
Coming off a career best World Championship, Kelly Panic. And herself a media all-star title for the first time in her career. Has carried that over into her play with the Frost. Hava to the blue line. Now it's Jake stepping in, has some time. She goes for it. It's a 6 save by Phillips. Gwyneth Phillips is on fire in overtime. Ottawa now on the attack, looking to do their job at the other end. Jenna Watkins moves it ahead for Quinn Schofield. Arcangelo challenges Venisheva with the second layer. Jenner protects, out ahead, stolen away by Heisey. Finds Sophie Jakes, now to center, a great look. Quinn Schofield was along the blue line. Icing waved off. Savalainen fakes her angle. Back down into the charge territory. McQuinn leaves the body as Heisey. A far side pass to Cava. A loose puck in the slot, and Venisheva is right there to clear it away. Ottawa on the attack. Sackline, another stretch play to Cava. In with speed, it's Cava to Heisey. Puck ahead for Cava. Can't get the pass through. Minnesota has some bodies net front. Now it's Cava all alone, deep in the zone. Gets taken down as McQuigg pushes it ahead.
That's a good shift, a lot of pressure there, and you can see Cava, just the smarts to her game, coming to the puck.
1 minute remaining in the first overtime.
Creating little 2-on-1s. Just really nice pressure.
Oh, we've seen a goal scored with just 16 seconds remaining. Let's see what happens here. Taylorova looks for the centering feed. Noel reads the play. She'll have to try again. Leslie looks on. Nice fake to the backhand. She'll go off the stick of Shepard. Park at the far end. Looks on to the blue line. Taylorova pulls it back, and her shot just wide. Off the glass and out. It gets redirected to center. Gives Frost an advantage. In comes Katie Noel. Under 30 seconds remaining in overtime. Noel deep in the zone. Finds Shepard. Talked about the strength of this line. Another shot on net. 17.7 seconds remaining. Off the draw. It's Cole Salemi. A high and hard shot. Another chance. Wide for the Frost. In the zone. A chance this time for Shishova. Outnumbered in the board battle. Bell's right there. And she'll look to wind down this clock. As time expires, the first overtime wasn't enough. We will head to double overtime in Game 3 of the PWHL Finals.
This is a charged team that has been under siege when you look at the shots, especially in the first period, which has given them confidence, right? And settled them in, give them an opportunity to win here. 1-1 because of her desperate saves and her ability to keep that puck out of the net, just so calm and confident in the paint.
Off the face-off. Jake sends it back in. McMahon picking it up on the near side. From Maple Grove. That's Maple Grove High School. Panic. Pinning Hughes up against the boards. Scotty Hughes, a turnover, a chance for Minnesota. Phillips is right there, but it's loose. It's Cava. Toe save by Phillips. How about that for a hot save? Gwyneth Phillips does it again. Wow. Minnesota with a grade A chance to open up this second overtime.
Well, she's just finding pucks, right, Kent? I mean, she's finding it. She's aggressive. She's squared to the first shot, which, you know, puts her in balance to make a second save, and she's just been unbelievable. I mean, what you generate momentum off of a massive save.
Ottawa will look to follow suit and get some chances in the offensive end.
They've got to find a way to generate. They've got to find a way to get a clean exit, get back to quick counters. And when they get in, they've got to get players in front. They've got to get sticks on pucks.
Minnesota looking to keep it simple. House plays the body. Ottawa has two deep in the zone. Vinisheva feeds it to the blue line. LaRock sends it on nets. Durant getting it out of the lineup. Been getting some meaningful minutes in overtime. Shisheva all alone, drops it back, has Cava with her. Feeds it to the far end. Stackline heads on it.
Another smart play by Ashton Bell. Took away Cava in behind. So
out in front. Phillips gets a touch and crumbled in front. LaRock just going at it with Stackline. Two veteran defenders showing the playoff heat and elevation right now. In this game, a penalty on the way. I believe it'll go against Ottawa. Frost is going to hold on and control with the delayed penalty on the way against the charge. And it all happened right in the slot after the Stackline LaRock wrestling match on the ice. Now Heisey comes in with speed. Extra attacker in front as Rooney's on the bench. Panic. Can the Frost do it here? Kelly Panic ahead for Heisey. Spins it away. Heisey to safety. Has the help of Cava. Elaine, she'll go for the pass. It's Jake's shot here just wide. Minnesota with an excellent chance as they pulled their goaltender with the delayed penalty on the way.
well, yeah, they had the 6-on-4 there. You want to make sure you have a real high danger look before you give that puck away, but nonetheless, this is going to come from some sustained pressure in zone, and it's going to be rough. And you can see just turning it over there, it's going to be Lee Stackline, and now you're getting in, and that's where the penalty is going to be because Cava's in the middle of the ice, and she's going to get a shot off. So right there, going to get The hook call in underneath the arms of Cava. So it's going to be Rebecca Leslie who goes to the penalty box. There was a lot of rough stuff before that. So an opportunity here for Minnesota on the power play in double OTs.
Porcelani taking the draw for the Frost. Wins it back. Minnesota in control on the power play in double overtime. Thompson looks on, drags the shot, and it gets blocked. Cava in the slot. Still headed on the battle. The puck heads to the blue line, and Isaac can't get there in time. But she's in control. Goes for the skate. Chips it in. Cava hoping to pick it up at the far side. Savalainen challenges. Looks for the clear. Hits the skates of Clark. Clark calling for a change. Ottawa changing PK personnel. Loose puck.
Well, you see that Ashton Bell surfing up there, and because of that surf, she's going to keep that puck outside in the neutral zone.
Sophie Jakes. Minnesota able to get their unit in a full change. Point Schofield to Zumwinkle. Gets by LaRock. Has some help from Panic on net. It will go. Phillips holds her post. Point Schofield up to the blue line. Zumwinkle on the near side. Back to center. Jakes takes the shot. Panic has an angle. Off to the shot. A one-time release from Sophie Jakes. Ottawa gaining a hold of it and is able to make the clear.
And you can see the double stack as well. A little bit of with Jakes up at the top, more of a 1-3-1. And so you've got that bumper position, but you also got McQuigg net front. And man, do you ever have to get in the face, in the grill of Gwyneth Phillips to try and beat her.
Fans to their feet as the Frost look to close out this power play. McQuigg in the zone. Back to the blue line. Jakes opts for the pass. It's Panic. Jakes looks on. Jenner's challenging. Panic far side. Zumwinkle on the backhand. Keeps it in play, but it'll touch Jenner and go to center.
Jenner is such a good stick. I mean, you watch her stick skills over and over. One of the last ones to leave the ice at practices, working at her tap downs. Just that hand-eye coordination. Such a quick stick.
A huge kill for Ottawa. Out comes Rebecca Leslie, joining in on the rush. We're back to 5-on-5. Leslie looks on to the blue line for LaRock, and it's a wrist shot just wide. Claire Thompson feeds it off to Steckline, who'll use the glass to send this puck out of play.
Well, Knowles in the neutral zone. She was almost right in front of me, and the reason being is you also want to back the D up and open up a little bit of room for your D to hit the middle of the ice on the exit.
Minnesota not able to land a shot on net on that power play chance in double overtime. Clark, here's a look into the glove of Rudy.
In the offensive zone, well, that's a primetime example.
Off the face-off, high shot. This game 4 of the PWHL Finals last year went to double overtime. It was Mueller for Boston in game 4. Steckline. Now Zumwinkle skates on to the blue line. Back down in the corner. Heisey leaves it for Coyne Schofield. Out in front. Heisey hoped to pick it up at the far side. Emily Clark for Ottawa. Chips it ahead. McMahon slaps it to center as LaRock challenges. Out in the slot, Steckline de-escalates and brings it to the corner.
That's a great job by Claire Thompson as well. And then she hands off to Lee Steckline. He uses the net to try and get out. I mean, the minutes that these two are playing are unbelievable.
Under a minute and a half remaining. Brianne Jenner for Ottawa. Steps in, and it's a feed. Rooney with an excellent save. Maddie Rooney comes to play. Back to center for Minnesota. Ottawa gains a hold of it. Markowski with speed. That's the blue line. Challenged by 2 Frost players. Kept in the zone by Terrova. Final minute to go in double overtime. Kelly Panic. The grade A chance in this double overtime. Heads back to center as Ottawa looks to regroup. Charge out shooting the Frost just by 1 right now, 10-9 in this double overtime. One more drive for Minnesota, led by McQuigg. Looks to center. Jakes joined in on the rush. Tries to protect against Savalainen.
It's a great job by Savalainen watching this rush unfold. She's communicating, making sure the back door is getting taken care of.
Panic on the turnover to McQuaig. Tied up by Leslie. McQuaig gets it off. Looks like it went off Cava as well. Phillips with a great save. One more look. Kept in the zone. Boyd reads the play and brings it to center ice. As time will look to wind down. One more chance for Minnesota. It's Cava. Thompson. And wide. Claire Thompson lets it go, but it'll be a blocker save by Phillips. 2 for the price of 1 here tonight for Game 3 of the PWHL Finals. Then send things over to Daniela and the panel with our intermission coverage.
And it's a grind. It is a battle out here.
Both goaltenders really coming to life in that second overtime. Each saw the 11 shots they saw. Rudy saw more shots, though, in the first overtime of Game 2. She saw 38 versus what she's seeing here tonight as we enter triple overtime. Shot volume just not there for the Charge later on in this game.
Yeah, it's finding ways to generate offense, right? And a lot of that comes having a quick exit or a quick counter so that you can generate, that you can get in the offensive zone. I feel like Minnesota's done a nice job of having a heavy forecheck and making it difficult to get out.
Zemwinkle off the boards. Looking to get a shot on that. Corinne Schofield in the zone for Minnesota. And Renee Desbiens holds the records for most saves in a game. Came in Game 2 against the Charge in quadruple overtime. She made 63 of 65 that night. Jakes sends it ahead for Zemwinkle. Rooney, no stranger to overtime herself. 62 save performance back in college with Duluth. That was a quadruple overtime as well. Hughes was in that game. McMahon, Ashton Bell.
Well, you see
familiar to this length of game.
Well, you see every single time that Minnesota gets that puck in the neutral zone, they're just popping it back in deep, wanting to pressure down low.
Who's puck in the corner? Larocque finds Venisheva. To the blue line. Lee Steckline looks to send it back down. Who will find a way?
And there's another dump in, just wanting to establish that pressure. Really hard and good positioning above the puck and just sealing walls. And so doing a real nice job right now, but it's got to turn into opportunity.
Well, Venisheva creating her own opportunities at the other end. Poke check that puck away from Steckline. And we'll head back into the Charge end. Gunsy along with you alongside Cheryl Pounder. Rapizo ringside. Pizzo's helped you out a lot along the glass there, Cheryl.
Oh, I just got myself. I'm telling you, I owe him a pint. I've had a cookie down here. Just had an orange, some Gatorade.
Fueled up and ready to go for this triple overtime. Longest game in the PWHL Finals. And double overtime last year in Game 4 here at Xcel Energy Center. Himlerova, Elaine takes it. It's a shot from Flaherty. The goal for Phillips, a secondary chance. Missing the net, Shepers. But she's had some good looks in overtime.
Well, this fourth line, and it all starts with Noel. I mean, just in really solid positioning to come down on the option once that pass is made. Keep play alive.
Jakes on the back check. Pearl Salemi already an overtime hero in the finals. Sends it in deep. Clark as well. A hero as Jakes finds it to the far side for Jenna Watkins. Budarak trying to kick it ahead. Anything she can do to send it towards Phillips. To the blue line. The stack line to the corner where Zemwinkle will pick it up. Bree Zemwinkle, who's elevated to the top line, coming in to Game 3. Heads back for it.
You've certainly noticed her. You've noticed her coming in on that offside. Her typical drive, power move to the net, but she's also cut to the middle of the ice a number of times as well.
Emily Clark for Ottawa. Can she do it again? Outside shot. Save made by Rooney. That's how she beat Nicole Hensley. Coming in on the far side in her overtime goal. A penalty on the way. Ottawa's going to go to the power play. Ottawa still looking for their first power play goal in the PWHL Finals. No better chance than now. Taylor to Mikesa. Has some speed. Feeds it off the backboards where Channel Watkins tries to send it down. Kept in zone. Venisheva colliding along the boards. Gives Jake some time. Jenner will pinch. Into the skates of Jakes as she can make it clear. Phillips comes out, looks to make a pass. To center it will go. Jocelyn Larocque on the power play for Ottawa. A minute gone on the charge. Ashton Bell looks back, finds Larocque. She lets the slap shot go. It's tipped, redirected to the near corner.
Well, you'll notice that Jocelyn Larocque moves to one side of the ice. She wants to pull that coverage with her.
Emily Clark with speed. Clark on net, it will go. Hoping for the rebound. It's there. Hughes challenging. Rooney able to find it.
So a couple of opportunities here, and it's actually Ashton Bell who's pulling the line.
Lee Steckline shorthanded. Pearl Salemi coming in. A chance here. Robbed by Phillips. Steckline so close to a jailbreak goal.
Well, it ain't even a jailbreak. It's just game over, isn't it, Ken? But this is unbelievable. Steckline gets the pop and says, you know what, I know I played probably 8 minutes right now, but I'm going to continue on because I can give my team an opportunity. Feathering the pass over the stick, and it's on the backhand, trying to get it up and in a hurry. Doesn't get enough of it. We've seen Pearl Salemi make passes like this early in the first period. A beautiful pass as well on the 2-on-1, but it's going to be the defender in Lee Steckline who's just playing a ton of minutes. Hard minutes, jumps into the play, and nearly gets the game winner.
Zumwinkle, the lone short-handed goal in the PWHL Finals, came last year in Game 3 on this very day. An empty net goal as well for her to close out that 4-1 win against the Boston Fleet. Steckline with a look in triple overtime in 2025. Then Phillips makes the stop. Point Schofield with speed. Has Thompson at center as we return to 5-on-5 play. Ottawa landing 2 shots on their power play. Partway through this triple overtime, Frost with a stretch play to Heisey. Leaves it back for Zumwinkle. Larocque back in Ottawa zone. Losing up along the boards. This is Himlarova. Gets held.
Look at Shepard just high above the play here. And she's going to look to seal. She'll come down if they're able to get possession where they need help, and there she is.
Let's go, Frost chance start. A chance here. It's Himlarova. Another chance out wide for Minnesota.
Again, just this. Shepard's just in great position to be able to help out, to hold on to that puck.
This line has been everywhere. Himlarova hoping to end it. It's goal! She gets it done! Katie Knoll in triple overtime!
Well, being in the right position, right? You're able to turn that puck over in the neutral zone. So Sophie Jakes is going to come in. Look at her. She's pushed wide, but she kicks it to that high slot area. And guess what? The original shot is on Himlarova. It is a block right at the top of her crease. You can see the push across.
Katie, congratulations. And anytime you score a triple overtime winning goal in the PWHL Finals, you get the puck. So I've got the puck for you. First things first, where's that puck going?
I don't even know yet. Probably on my mantle or my fake mantle in my apartment. But no, just a great game by our team, and we really stuck with it. We played almost 2 full games, and I just love how we stuck together, and this is huge.
Your team is now 60 minutes away, or maybe more. We've seen a lot of overtime in this series. 60 minutes away from repeating as Walter Cup champions. How does that feel?
It feels great. You know, we take it one game at a time, and we know that it's going to be a challenge every time we step on the ice, especially in the finals here. So the job's not done yet. We still have another game left, and we want to win it here at home.
Congratulations. Go find a place for that puck.
Our final score, 2-1 in triple overtime. Katie Knoll, the hero after what was a hard-fought battle. Phillips with 45 saves. Maddie Rooney with 35. Be sure to join us Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern for Game 4 of the PWHL Finals. On behalf of Becky Keller, Alexis Pearson, Rob Pizzo, Kenzie Lalonde, and Cheryl Pounder, I'm Daniela Ponticelli. Thanks for watching.